Alex Willis, you're the director of the GoTo Group, the firm that helps estate and letting agents with panels of solicitors and conveyancers and other great things. Um, why do you think 60% of homeowners eventually end up selling with the second agent, not the first one? Talk to me.
Yeah, good point. Really interesting facts. I think, firstly, 40% obviously get people and sell them first time round. So fair play to those agents. I think, there's a few interesting points on here. I think there's definitely an element of overvaluing properties that have, that does lead to it being hard to sell first time round. The interest isn't there at that price range. So therefore, the
Why do
second,
you think estate agents overvalue?
if people are wanting to build their pipeline and desperate to bring on those properties, then there may be an element of that to get the instruction. But at the end of the day, it's been a market where things have changed quite a bit. So a price at some point might look differently, a few weeks later in some cases. So sometimes it can be hard to get that value exactly right. But a lot of the time, people might set the expectation and say, look, Mr. Vendor, you want to put it on here? We can put it on there, but essentially in 3-4 weeks, we're going to look here if there's no interest and take it down. So people can manage that expectation really well up front. But I think, obviously, if it is overvalued and then you've got other agents that are then in the ear of the vendor just saying, look, we would get you more interest. We've got buyers ready. If it was just at this level, then that's where heads can be turned. I think the other element as well is that, the onset and the increase in, I suppose, prospecting systems and that side of things. We work quite closely and have a good relationship with Spectre, for example, and agents that are utilising that way of prospecting are sort of can be sending stuff out to these vendors quite early on in the process, the time they're on with another agent, and really getting sort of working away at them until they can then obviously take that instruction off the first agent. So I think we see more and more of that. And obviously, historically, we've had door knocking. That's always been a prospecting tool. But obviously, there's more tools available to agents to do
It
that.
almost feels like the estate agents are more, they want the listing more than the sale.
I think that's probably unfair. I think it's, I think every agent wants to sell their properties. They want to do right by the client. And it's just, again, it comes down to different people, different types of agents. Some people might sort of not do things the way the company wants them to, and they go off their own back if they've got that autonomy.
So 60%, 6 in 10 people, that's not good, is it?
No,
I mean, what do you see the best agents doing to ensure that they sell first time round?
I think the best agents, there's a level of expectation set at the start in terms of how it's going to work and what they can support them with. I think they're honest with the price and just saying, look, we've got other examples of property that similar to yours that have sold at this price. Therefore, come on with us and we'll do it. We'll be able to get you a buyer for that. And I think as well, it's all about listening to that vendor and their requirements. So there's different routes to sell a property now. There's online auction. There's different ways that might be more suitable for certain people, and it's not treating people like a one size fits all. It's what's going to work for that client to get the best result, get them a sale as quickly as possible.
I mean, the GoTo Group, you're not paying anything for this video, but I'm aware that the GoTo Group does offer some form of modern auction service. What's all that about?
Well, it's we launched that in January 2019. We'd studied the market for 12 to 18 months before that, and we saw that it was, it was something that had some clear benefits over private treaty.
Yep.
The time frames, the
speed. There's a number of firms out there offering it. So let's which are the ones, just so we're not accused of being pushing yours. SDL do it, others do it as well. What do you like about it? I mean, just for fairness, which one do you particularly like? What's your favourite? Obviously not apart from your own.
I think there's some really good businesses out there that operate in that field. We're part of the ICG with I'm Sold, and obviously, they've done fantastically well since they launched it and brought a lot of awareness to that way of selling. SDL, I used to work for SDL in the property group. so I know those guys and get on incredibly well with them still. So there are other people in that space, which to me is a positive because it only extends that voice.
And why do you think estate agents are scared of this modern online auction?
I think maybe an element of not quite understanding it, not quite understanding the benefits to it.
Do you think the fault is at yours and other suppliers to persuade them to do it?
There'll probably always be an element of things that could be done better, but
If you don't mind me saying, a message to all of you is I'm sorry, you're not very good with your marketing. I say that with love, by the way.
yeah, and I mean, there's different ways we're looking to address that. We've had some honest conversations as part of the ICG about how we can develop that and how we can really bring a more public voice to online auction. But I think if you actually take the word auction out of it sometimes, the benefits to it are legal pack created up front for the client. For us, there's no cost to the client in doing so. For ourselves as well, we have a desktop valuation carried out on every referral. So therefore, it works really well for agents who might be going to talk about a price reduction, or we can come at it from a really, we've got an expert that looked at it and given us a new pricing that will sell in this market.
Yep.
And of course, the buyer is financially and fully committed to that purchase, so they're motivated to move into that property, and therefore there's a 96% completion rate in terms of properties that have an agreed sale. So the benefits are phenomenal. I suppose it's just perception of auction maybe that overrides some people's thoughts.
Maybe all of you should come together and create a story that people will listen to, that agents will listen to. Here's an idea. There you go.
I'm definitely open to it. So
Lovely. Heard it here first. Thanks for your time today, Alex.